Today we're going to talk about one of your favorite things ever.
I feel like every segment, it's like one of Jessie's favorite things.
Yeah, I have no interests or likes or hobbies. I just go along with whatever Jessie tells me to.
Basically,
life is really that much easier that way.
I am obsessed with Japan. Like, I cannot say enough good things about it.
What is it that you like so much?
One, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The people are so polite. It's unbelievable. Truly, I was there alone with the kids and we couldn't find our train, and their train stations are multi-level, probably 10, 12, I don't even know. It just keeps going down. And someone just walked us all the way down. 25 minutes to our train to show us where it was. But the people are so incredibly kind. It's so polite. And another thing. Well,
I remember one of the times that you were there, we were texting and you were like, it is so clean.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Coming from an OCD person, as we just discussed, it is so incredibly clean. Mm-hmm. You watch, the people there will get something out of a vending machine and they will stand over the trash and eat it and then throw the item away. Mm-hmm. When you get on a train, as soon as everyone exits, they put up a little belt and they clean the train, everyone gets back on. It's just, it's amazing.
It's incredible. And, during the last World Cup, when Japanese soccer fans were in the stands, they, after the game, would all clean up their entire section and adjoining sections, throw everything away neatly. And when they throw things away, it's neatly packed.
Yes.
It's incredible. And the same thing happened with, I believe, seeing some photos and video of the Japanese locker room. It was clean. It was tidy. So long story short, I've never been, but it's a beautiful culture. It's an incredible country. And so cool that you're going to be going again. But we're going to have a little taste of all of that with a very special guest.
Right. So we have Fred Chang coming on. We call him Fred Chang because that is his Instagram handle. Mm-hmm. And he was just in Japan. So he's going to tell us a little bit about his trip. And then he's going to make Japanese fluffy pancakes with us. And that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Because I like a pancake.
Who doesn't like a good pancake? And anyone, I think, can make a pancake. So this gives you a little bit of extra skill set involved.
Yeah, and he's so incredibly funny. So I think everyone's going to really like him. And I'm excited to introduce him to you.
So let's go step into the kitchen, shall we?
Let's.
Welcome back to the kitchen. We walked about 3 steps.
Actually, we had to reset up the camera, so it's quite a production.
They don't need to know.
No one needs to know.
Right. And now we have a special guest.
Yeah, we like to call him Fred Chang, but apparently he only has one name, Fred.
Yep. Hi. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks so much for coming.
Of course.
And you guys have corresponded on Instagram for a while.
Yeah.
We've been IG friends for a while, but we've never met in person until today.
Wow. So I'm happy to be here as part of this glorious meeting.
I know. Actually, a friend of mine tagged him one day and was like, I don't know what she said.
I think it was a cookie post and I liked it. And then she was like, OMG, do you guys know each other? And I was like, how do we not? We're both in the South Bay.
Right, we're both in the South Bay. And we just started chatting. And then when we started doing the show, I was like, hey, can you come on and make a recipe?
And it all came full circle.
Yeah. And he just got back, like we were saying, from my favorite place, Japan.
Yeah.
And how was it?
Oh my God, so fun. So we actually started in Taiwan for 3 days, and then I went from there to Japan, and we got to go to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, so all the major cities. I literally ate my weight in dessert there, which is always a great time, and bathed my way through every hot spring in Japan. It was wonderful.
Oh my God, they have incredible desserts. Was that your first time there?
Third time.
Third time. Oh, yeah. One up to me.
I know, right?
I've only been there twice.
Yeah, that's still great. Jessie and I had a conversation before on Instagram about fluffy Japanese egg soufflés, and that's kind of where I thought, okay, well, egg soufflé, egg pancakes, soufflé pancakes, and then that's where it all came about.
We kind of send recipes, and I'm really excied by fluffy things, and they're kind of jiggly, and they're pretty popular. They're really cool. When you see them, you're going to understand why. Why don't you tell us what we got to do?
All right, so to start, we're going to actually make our batter first. So take 2 eggs, and we're going to separate out the eggs and the whites. We want to take the whites out because we're going to be whipping them up with sugar so that way they're nice and fluffy. Next up, we're going to take our sugar and whip it with the actual egg whites themselves. how you know that a meringue is ready, and I won't tip it the whole way because I don't want to ruin your beautiful kitchen, Jessie, but if you tilt the bowl, it shouldn't move. So we're gonna combine our egg first with some milk and the vanilla and salt. So we're gonna mix that all together, and then into that we'll have our flour. So first we're gonna start by whipping a little bit of this egg white into the batter. And we're gonna do it in batches, just so that way initially we're forming a batter and then we're adding more egg white into it so it gets really fluffy. We don't wanna add all the egg white at first though, because if we do that we'll knock out too much air and our pancakes won't be as like jiggly and souffle-like as they could be.
Yeah, I feel like I tried making these one time and they didn't expand like I thought they would, but I probably overmixed.
So now with our remaining egg whites, we're just gonna gently fold them over. We'll only do 4 for right now, and we'll save the rest of the batter for right before we flip. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit extra batter onto each pancake before we flip them, and that's where the height comes from. The edges will start to be cooked a little bit, and then we'll.
So this is a slow cook versus a normal.
So I was worried that by talking, we were gonna burn them.
Perfect.
So we're doing great. Okay.
You're doing perfect. So we'll be bruleeing some bananas on top for a garnish. We also have some strawberries here as another option, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna sprinkle some sugar on them and set fire to them.
Nice. Did you see his face when he said that? Set fire to them.
The pyromaniac of the kitchen.
That's not the only thing flaming, just kidding.
I mean, between the two of us.
That is true.
Jessie, we're gonna light this place on fire.
I'm scared.
With bruleeing, we gotta be very careful here because you obviously don't want to burn things or set them on fire too long. So I like to start
Speak for yourself.
So just carefully, sort of a back and forth motion basically, and you just want to let that heat sort of, there we go. Yeah, so all you have to do is press this button.
To go open?
Yeah, it's already open, so you just want to press down on it. So it's actually,
like this?
Yes. There you go. Look at you, you're bruleeing a banana. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so, okay, we're good. Perfect, see?
Yay.
Okay. That's gorgeous, Jessie. So with our leftover batter now, what we're gonna do is just...
Oh yeah, this is the special trick. I don't know if that's the official name for it, but...
Yeah, that's the closest terminology to it. So we're just gonna like put like a little mound on top of each one, using the last of your batter. It's like a little hat, or like a really melted snowman.
So this is why they get their double thickness.
Exactly. Because what's gonna happen now is like when you flip it, it kind of looks like a crumpet, where it's like really big on the edges and kind of like sunken in the middle. So we'll start with our very first one. Okay. And here is the moment of truth. There we go. Yay.
Nice.
Thank goodness. Yeah, also a fun fact, these types of pancakes are also called shiawase pancakes in Japan. Shiawase literally means happiness. Because if you look at them...
It's like the theme of our show, see?
It's the theme of our lives.
When I found him, I was like, you have to have him on, he's so happy. That's what our whole show is about, happiness.
And there we go.
Nice.
Souffle pancakes with creme fraiche.
It just looks so beautiful.
Thank you.
Tastes delicious. And so does your sugar banana, Kirk.
You did a great job. You flamed them properly.
Yay, I actually did something well. We have a very special edition of What's Your Jam.
Okay.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Okay, so I'm still missing Japan, so I actually made salted salmon. In Japanese, it's called shiozake salmon. So it's made by taking salmon fillets, marinating them with salt and sake, and they have like the most juicy, like it's very juicy salmon with like crispy skin, and you just grill it. So I had that on rice with an onsen egg and some daikon sprouts.
That was his breakfast.
You want to know what my breakfast was? A protein smoothie. Very boring.
It's okay.
Mine was half of a mini bagel that Olive made me with some cream cheese on it.
Oh yeah, I saw.
It was sitting out for like an hour.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good.
Fred wins. Okay, next
Fred
question.
wins number 1. Okay, number 2, butter or jam?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say on toast, jam. Everything else butter. Butter's more versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go jam too.
I would say butter. I agree.
Really?
Butter on so many things.
I mean, you can bake with butter, but you can't always bake with jam.
On toast, jam. But yeah, like if I had to pick one for life, butter.
Favorite item to cook?
I'd say eggs, because again, versatile. You can cook them in savory, you can cook them in sweet. I personally always have like a Costco size like flight of eggs in my fridge, no matter what. Like that's like my requirement for any refrigerator is to have eggs in it, so I can do something with it. If it's just like for strictly savory, I love cooking mushrooms. I don't know why. I think it's because I went to college in Boston and like we'd have like wild morels and maitakes and chanterelles growing like off the streets. I don't recommend picking them because they might be poisonous.
Yeah.
But like it was like very mushroom abundant. So like I grew to love mushrooms during my time in Boston.
I love mushrooms.
So, okay, if you could have a cooking lesson from any chef in the world, who would it be?
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of Chef Claudette Zepeda Wilkins. I don't know if either of you have heard of her.
No.
She was on one season of Top Chef. She was also on like Iron Chef on Netflix. But she's like a Mexican-American chef from Tijuana. She normally is based out of like Encinitas, San Diego area. But her style of cooking, it takes traditional Mexican techniques and Californian produce and merges it together in such a fascinating way. And just the way she talks about the history of Mexican food, it's really, really cool. Like, she just knows so much. And then her video on mole on, I think it was vice.com, that's what taught me and inspired me to make mole for like an entire summer 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah.
If I could ever meet her, I'd just be like, cue me, a bowl full of mole, some tortillas.
And some mushrooms.
And some mushrooms.
We can find you on Instagram at, your handle is?
Fred Chang Chang.
Fred Chang Chang.
And his name isn't really Fred.
No, but like literally for like last 3 weeks, we've been like, what about Fred? What about Fred? We just call you Fred now. Like even my phone, it's like Fred.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I love it.
Totally love it.
But we are on Instagram at The Morning Toast. Our website is themorningtoast.tv. And I am Jessie Jane Daye on Instagram.
And I'm Kirk G. Hawkins.
And we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.